Here is a general overview on the steps on how to advertise your yoga studio. First, you should understand the industry you want to get into. If it is a booming industry, you should further invest your time and money into your yoga studio. But if not, you might want to reevaluate your decision on opening a new studio or decrease the amount you're spending. The next step is to establish a budget. This is one topic that I do not go further into detail throughout the presentation because it is very straightforward. Before you start spending any money on advertising, you should always conduct a budget. This money you will set aside to accomplish your marketing objectives. When creating the advertising budget, a company must weigh the trade-offs between spending one additional advertising dollar with the amount of revenue that dollar will bring as revenue. The third step is to figure out your target market. And lastly, once you have done all of these steps, you can come up with ways to promote your studio. Yoga is a booming industry. Based on a study of 3,700 people in America that Yoga Journal and Yoga Alliance conducted, it showed that 34% of Americans say they are somewhat or very likely to practice yoga in the next 12 months. It also showed that 80 million more Americans were likely to try yoga for the first time in 2016. In response to this, people decided to open up their own yoga studios. Lastly, it showed that students spend about $16 billion per year on classes, gear, and equipment, up from $10 billion in 2012. Yoga is one of the fastest growing industries, and I would definitely recommend a yoga practitioner to open up their own studio and advertise it. As you can see, this picture shows highlights from the Yoga in America study, as I previously mentioned. It is very important to know that the industry is successful before you open up your own business. Understanding all of these statistics are a way to begin your advertising for your studio. While trying to advertise your yoga studio, it is important to know whom you want to advertise to. A person should be aware of their specific target market. This is a specific group of consumers that a company aims its products or services in which the individuals are most likely going to purchase from that company. Entrepreneurs should mainly focus on their targeted demographics and psychographics to get a better idea of what type of people are going to practice yoga in their studio. In order for someone who owns a yoga studio to find out more about the people who they should advertise to, they should conduct a survey and ask their current clients about their age, income, gender, or place of residence. The next step would be to enter that information into a program that can be easily analyzed. By doing this, you can reveal some surprising patterns, such as your top customers live in one neighborhood, or there is a clear trend in age groups that frequently participate in your class. If there is a significant amount of people from one area, you can take advantage of that by zip code marketing. This is when you choose to create a direct mail piece that will be sent out to people based on their zip code. Another concept to take into consideration is expanding your target market. In America, women are more likely to practice yoga than men. About 72% of women and 28% are men. Even though not that many men participate in yoga, the populations that are currently growing include men and older Americans. With this being said, a yoga studio should not avoid marketing their studio towards men and the older population. This can be a great opportunity for an entrepreneur to expand their target market. These are all factors that can help you tailor your marketing message. Next, you can take your efforts beyond demographics and focus on psychographics. To discover psychographics of this group, one might find out about their attitudes and the motivations to why they come to your business. For example, there are many reasons to why one would want to take your yoga class. Perhaps it's to release stress, clear the mind, increase their flexibility, or even meet new friends. Once you find out why these clients come to your business, you can incorporate these reasons into your marketing message. One example could be bring a friend and receive a discount on your next class. Once you have defined your target market, you will get a good idea of the people you're going to market your studio towards. For instance, one might find that classes that participate Ashtanga Yoga may have females and males ages 22 to 30 years old who live within a 10-mile radius of the studio and keep up with fashion trends and pop culture. It is important to know that your clientele can always change in after a period of time. Don't stop reevaluating your target market and always pay attention to the type of people who are taking your classes. Now that you determine your target market, there are several ways to promote your studio. Here is a general overview of ways that you can promote your studio. You can use social media, create your own website or blog, offer free resources and special perks for your yoga students, and produce your own yoga clothing. A great marketing strategy is to use social media. Someone who owns a yoga studio should get Instagram, Facebook, or a YouTube channel account. This can help increase brand awareness and loyalty, gain valuable customer insights, run ads for free, increase website traffic, and enable you to build relationships. In the 2011 Social Media Marketing Industry Report, it showed that small businesses are seeing greater results from social media marketing. 48% of self-employed and small business owners saw improved sales as a direct result of their social media efforts. Social media is a cheap, effective way that yoga studios can increase their customers and profits. Here is a great example of a yoga Instagram. As you can see, they have promotions and discounts that they're offering. In addition to an Instagram page, a Facebook page is another way you can advertise your studio. As you can see, you can provide information on here such as your hours that you're open, your phone number, and where you're located. You can also give clients the opportunity to write reviews on your studio, and this is a great way to provide feedback. You can also create a YouTube channel and post videos on there such as yoga for beginners or how to do the right poses. Another marketing tool to advertise your yoga studio is creating your own website or blog for your studio. It is hugely important to create your image and brand to potential students. This way, current clients and potential students can get all the information they need on your website. For example, on your blog, you can provide posts filled with sun salutation tips. You should also be sure that you have a well put together and high quality website. The quality of your website will have a huge reflection on your studio. You can also add a page where you show testimonials from happy and satisfied students. Perhaps the most important thing to note is that according to many yoga studio owners, approximately 85% of their business derives from word of mouth. If you really want your business to thrive, make sure that your students are having an excellent experience at your studio and always listen to feedback. Here is an example of a well put together website, and here is an example of a well put together blog. In addition to using the internet, there are other inexpensive ways to advertise your yoga studio that will be beneficial. Providing yoga class handouts for each 6-week yoga course showing your yoga class plans will differentiate you from other studios that don't provide this option. You can also provide them brochures that target services for different audiences with specific tips that are appropriate for each group. For example, you can make brochures for senior citizens and give them tips on basic yoga poses. Other than offering free resources, you can offer special perks for your yoga students. You can set up special perks for your students by joining other businesses. For instance, you can go to your local cafe and set up a 10% discount off all drinks. You can tell your students that if they go to Chips Organic Cafe and show them your yoga card, you can get a 10% discount on their beverages. Not only will this benefit your yoga studio, but your students as well. You can also develop a relationship with this cafe, and they can feature your yoga brochures that provide potential clients with a discount. This will bring more students to your classes and generate more brand awareness. Lastly, you can design your own merchandise, such as t-shirts, yoga mats, or pants that have your yoga studio logo on it. This is always a good advertising idea because your students will be wearing your brand and generating free brand awareness. You will also produce more sales and profits once you sell your clothing to your clients. All of these advertising factors and tips can be a great way to send more people to your yoga studio. By implementing these tips into your advertising, it can help generate profit and get your name out there in the community. Other than these tips, there are many others that you can apply to your business. As previously mentioned, one should always look at the industry, budget, target audience, and new upcoming ways to promote your yoga studio. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my video.